ton penalty per duplicate, and okay, yeah, and they are allowed to use mechs that are not available for C bills as long as they are available for MC. So you have to be able to acquire them in game. No mechs that you can purchase from mech packs and all that jazz. Though they can only bring one of these mechs, one of the MC only mechs. The exception being if they do take a duplicate of said mech. So say they can take 2 heroes, that does count. So should be some interesting stuff. What do you think we're gonna see here, Deepak?
Deck wise, is that what you're asking? Or
Deck wise and strats, yeah, decks and strats. Have
um,
any predictions?
if they watched last night's little exposition match against Blackwatch, you and I versus EMP, I just honestly see some mirrored decks from those teams, from our team and from EMP. Um, and this is like a pretty high tonnage for 6v6, so matches should be like really quick, really punishing. Yeah, because you can fit what two? You can realistically fit two like really nice assaults in that just has lots of damage output, and 6v6 is not a
You
lot of
have a lot of
tonnage. You know what I mean?
options for your live mix too.
Yeah.
So that it's not like what we saw in previous tournaments so far, where it was like say IS only, where you had some good options, but they're like on the upper edge of the tonnage bracket for lights. Like when you have clan mechs on top, you have things like the Piranha, just a monster for its tonnage, right?
Yeah.
So
Especially now that there's hero mechs. Pretty excited to see hero mechs get played. Like some Slipneers, some Ciphers. That'd be really fucking cool to see. Um,
I agree.
Sorry, language, but
Whoa, family friendly
family
stream.
friendly.
We just check team 2.
So who do you think is going to have the edge on this matchup?
Well, if the numbers are anything to go by, it should be Team 2 DFA, right? Like,
Yeah.
the players look better overall, but as we were discussing before, they do have DFB, as we call it, or Snackwitch in this case. They do have, like, their trump card, Turtles.
Yeah. If Turtles is in a commando,
pretty talented commando pilot there, so.
he's pretty talented overall. But if they have to really put him like in a carry mech to do some work. We'll see how that goes. If Snackwatch can hold the ground, and yeah, we give DFA a run for their money.
But we should be ready to start. Both teams look good on the rules. Interestingly enough, if you look at their tonnages, there is quite a bit of a difference, which should tell you something about what they're doing. We'll see when we get into the drop. But
it's possible there's be some duplicate mechs.
Yep. I mean, I'll be surprised if teams don't bring duplicates. It seems like some of these mechs are definitely worth the 10-ton penalty loss.
Yeah.
All right then. You ready to start this?
Yeah,
It should be. I'll give you the. Let me. Yep. So off we go onto. Where is this map? Jesus Christ.
Alphabetical order.
There we go. Nope. Viridian Bosch for drop 1.
Wow.
Domination? Should be seeing some interesting stuff. Yep. Just...
Bog on domination could be very interesting. Because usually one team gets to control the top and have good lines. I think that's team 1.
Yes, it should be team 1 that gets like the edge. If team 2 brings brawl, they'll most likely get spotted before they can do anything.
Yeah. All right. So I'm looking at team 1 right now. We have a Hunchback 2C, Piranha 3, Mac had 2B. Oh, 2 of them.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's some plays right there. Vapor Eagle 3. That's ATMs and a Vulcan. What do you see on your side?
Give me 1 sec. I'm trying to deal with something here. If we can look at the other one. Okay. So you looked at team 1 side. I'm looking at team 2. They have 2 summoners. Let me check what those summoners have. ER PPCs on one of them. It looks like the other one has PPCs as well. Vapor Eagle. with ATMs on those. And let me check the last for mechs. Vulcans, which I'm guessing has MPL. So
Yeah.
I'll tell you 1 second here. Yep, 5 medium pulses on those. So what I was mentioning before, 330 tons, they pay 3 times the penalty to bring these 3 sets of duplicates.
Looks like death from above. We have 2 Vulcans going to the left side here. Oh, look like Black Temple Raptors spotted 2 of them out.
He decided to back out of that. He doesn't want anything to do with them.
He did get free shot in. It's not very meaningful.
Not too, yeah. Just scratch damage, just to let him know he's there.
All right, we have.
Look at his position on top of the dropship here that they have for the Team 2 side. They have really good lines in circle.
Yeah. And that Vapor Eagle is ATMs as well. That Vapor Eagle is a little too far back, I feel, for his ATMs. And Victus is just by himself. He's trying to trade against. He's trying to trade against 1 Mad Cat B. 2 Mad Cat Bs if he stays up there and tries to trade. It's gonna be bad news for him.
It could be, but it is a summoner. This way, if he's good with his pop throws, he could get away with it, even against his 2 max, because they are DFA.
Seneschal standing in the strike. He's actually getting wrecked right now. Oof.
89% for him. Yeah, he needs to be more careful. He's dropping off. Yeah.
And Invictus is down to 89% as well. Nothing too crazy is happening.
I think at this point the biggest thing is that Snacc needs to realize that they're duplicates. The fact that they only have 1 pair of duplicates means that they have way more tonnage and more DPS because they have those 2 Daka Mat Cats.
And
so they could very feasibly just push up on them.
And they're very split, and Morticia just got destroyed by an airstrike.
An airstrike. Yeah, they need to be mindful of those. It seems like the opposite is actually happening. It's actually DFA that's moving up on them.
They're
trying to take the top.
Yeah, they're nice and they're together, and they're peeking against. There's several like summoners peeking against like 1 mech at a time, and it's paying off for them.
Yeah, right now Morticia's the only one who's got lines on the enemy team, and has been paying dearly for it. 69% of that mech, whereas the rest of Snacc is trying to move up on the side now. They're right below DFA.
Oh, looks like Snackwatch might make a push here. They're about to. Yep. Turtles is leading the charge. Ooh, he takes a big hit.
92%.
They gotta go now. They're standing in a strike.
Yeah, they're standing in a strike, and they're kind of being left out to dry, these 2 Mad Cats.
And they're being blocked.
It's only Seneschal exposing.
Yep. Seneschal's down 50%. He's going down quick. Oof.
Oof. Yeah, that was a quick pick for Red Team here. Not much I could do. Like, Psyche just kind of left Seneschal out to dry.
They got stuck upon each other, and he started esking,
and they had that strike on them too. Bad. And keep in mind, blue team still has the hunchback in the back. Not much there.
She's wow. She is still back there.
Nothing you can do there.
She needs to go. She needs to hurry up and support her team ASAP. And they have Shirtles pinned down. He can't do much. He can't get behind them.
He can't engage. He's at 56%. I'm gonna check what he looks like. Yeah, his left leg is 1 shot away from being gone. So
Snackwatch is backing off right now. I think they're gonna try to go the right side. And
Morticia took a nasty hit there. Something's gotta be hurting on that mech.
She's probably open everywhere. She has to be.
Right torso's open, and CT's about to be. Now you have DFAs are pushing up on them from up top.
Oh, there goes Turtles.
Charles just gets obliterated by ATMs. Nothing you can do about those. Just no dodging that. Same, they're just turning on this Vulcan, and
Foxy's popping
down
off.
Goes Black Templar. Down goes Black Templar. Yeah, 2 kills for him there.
Now we have Seabiscuit and Invictus just pushing up.
Pickled Axis to taking trace against Morticia here. Roughly same percentages, but Morticia is halved already. and Over and Psyche are gonna go down here really
Invictus
fast.
takes down
There goes
Psyche. This will probably take down Ober. The help of Seep is gonna giggity
Speed
goo.
There you go.
And the
Could
last
this be a
Bastion?
6-0 sweep? Clean sweep?
Most likely. The ATM's raining in. PPC's raining in. ATMs. Jesus. There we go.
That did it. It was, all in all, other than the pick of the Mad Cat, I think it was pretty close up until that point. The percentages sort of look, if I feel like if they had a little bit more focus fire on Snacc Watch, they might have been able to like even out the odds.
Wow. Well,
But they lost a lot of tonnage on that Mad Cat be just disappearing off the field.
the damages for DFA is actually fairly even. We got Giggity Goo carrying with the ATMs. Invictus surprisingly carrying with this Pop Tart Summoner. Fox with the 2 kills with a low damage number. That's ATMs for you, though. And if we take a look at Snacc Watch, I'm actually surprised Morticia actually did 200 damage. I thought she was going to be on the lower end of the thing, of the damage spectrum, but the Vulcan was actually... The Vulcan of Black Templars Raptors was the lowest. Very interesting. Yeah, that's about as much as I thought the match was going to go.
Oh, there we go. Discord disconnected on me, but alright, let's go. Got the match ID for this.
We have the match strat up.
If you can do like a rough rundown of the match real quick for the map strat, I'll go upload all this stuff.
Okay. Boom, boom. All right, so what we saw here, guys, was Snacc Watch moving up over here. They just went like this. They hung around here for a little bit. Well, no, I have the colors backwards, but that's all right. And basically, DFA, they hung around here. It's a very commanding spot on this map, especially for domination. It gives Team one side less options to be able to trade because there's not a lot of room to really trade up here. So they have to be very creative on how they do this. But what DFA tried to attempt to do was cut across here through this choke point. Now this is a very interesting choke point. You have to push through. You have to have mechs be able to jump up here and make this like push worth it. And all DFA had to do was they just pulled back a little bit, struck over here, and then left Snacc Watch. No options really but to back off.
Okay, and at that point they had lost that Mac, and it was basically over. That also happens to be Seneschal, who's their in-game leader. So that definitely takes a toll on their team.
Yeah.
To lose your leader that fast, and
and it's hard for him to call movements and.
Yeah, it's interesting that the sort of I would call it like a gamble that DFA took of doubling up on all those mechs paid off really well for them.
Yeah.
It worked out even at the.
I was actually kind of looking forward to Snacc Watch's gamble for the 2 Mad Cats. I was actually looking forward to that. I was like, damn.
I feel like they would have had a better chance if they didn't move them to such a narrow corridor there in the back.
Yeah. Or
that little spot there, you can barely fit those 2 Mad Cats, and you need the rest of your team there too.
Yeah.
So.
And one of them's going to get destroyed. Just pushing through there a little
sure.
pass to that. The focus fires would be way too easy. You don't even have to call it out.
Yeah.
And plus, them standing in that strike was not good. Granted, it was like behind them.
It was a good strike. The enemy team on them. Very little they could do at that point.
It's very. I feel like Snacc Watch could have went down the middle instead, like that carcass, but they would have had to done that at the very beginning. They made their movement very kind of telegraphed when they had their Mad Cats start trading at the very beginning.
Have you check
I
TeamSpeak?
saw it.
Send you a message.
I saw
Yeah,
it.
okay, perfect. So just waiting. They still have about 5 more minutes, 4 more minutes, sorry, for setting up here. For drop two, the maps that we have, the maps that are available are Rubilite Oasis, Tourmaline Desert, and Grim Plexus. So in my opinion, these maps are sort of like more longer range. I feel like throwing Bog in the mix and drop one and having mining as well sort of makes the drops much more uh, brawl oriented. Because in Bog it's so hard to see sometimes with all the leaves and whatnot, right?
Yeah.
But the other three maps in drop two are much more open. So maybe we'll see more control strats from these teams.
Control. Yeah. It is domination, so it's like
It is a yeah.
so they what the goal is to get a light into the middle, but also be able to protect that light and have make
Yep.
sure you have lines on your light the entire time, so he doesn't get destroyed. And it's very important that the light player is not making any poor
It's very
decisions.
very patient light pilot
Yes.
you need in there. It needs to be just sit tight and wait.
Yeah.
Alright, so team one is locked. Let me go check what their max look like if everything looks legal. Everything looks purchasable for C-bills / MC. Well, 355 tons, so no duplicates on that team. They're just taking the 5-ton penalty. Not necessarily that big of a deal.
Have you rolled the next map yet?
I'll send it to you right now. We have, let me see the list. That's the map. You want to start thinking about it?
Okay.
Alright, so team 2 is locked. Let me check what they have for their max. Alright. Yeah, looks good too. Alright, so both teams are locked. We are under the 5 minutes. Are you ready to start the drop team?
Let's go.
So, I told you just now, the map for this will be Grim Plexus. Like I said before, a lot of open ground on this one, so should be interesting.
Should be interesting.
To keep in mind for if people are not too used or haven't played too much of the domination of Grim Plexus, they did move the circle out of that pit into like the plateau and the rest of the map, which makes it a lot easier to it doesn't make it nearly as one-sided as it used to be in the past, and it makes it much safer for sticking a live mag in there and keeping it alive.
All right. Just waiting for the drop ships.
Yep, the usual.
I do have to say, one thing I do like about this format is you have to really think about the decks and the maps that are in the pool and try to make a deck that's going to work on all three maps. I think that's
Yeah,
an interesting aspect of the.
that's different. I feel
Yeah.
a lot of variations. This is something we haven't really seen.
Right.
I get some background noise there. Careful.
Oops. There's nothing I can do about that.
Yeah.
All right, so we have a Niger H, Warhawk. Oh, okay. They're looking to trade here. Snacc watches. They got a summoner as well with a Piranha. They have only one light mech. That's interesting. Only one light mech.
The other side, on DFA side, we have two Maccabees DACA. Some Spider with Ultra 2s and AC2s. Oh, DACA that too. Vaporeagle, I'm guessing ATMs. Yep, very much ATMs. And Mistlinks and Piranha. We haven't seen Mistlinks in a while. At least I haven't seen them. After the introduction of the Piranha, I just kind of. It's a lot of favor.
That's very interesting. I feel like they could have maybe taken a different light for that. Also, it's 2v1 lights here.
Yeah.
So
They're
turtles.
both machine gun lights. Machine gun lights. Which Charles is too, right? And he's
Yes.
using yeah. No, he's full smalls and micros.
Was that the? Oh, it's a
So
Prana 3. Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's Piranha 3.
Same thing with
So
Lawrence.
which yeah, same thing with Lawrence. So yeah, it should be. Charles definitely at a disadvantage here. Definitely looks trade on one side and shove him on the other.
Yeah.
And it definitely looks like that's what they're trying to do. DFA just moving up. Completely uncontested. Snacc, which doesn't have any lines really on this.
Yeah, I feel like Snackwatch are gonna have to spread out just a little bit more for this.
They are. If you see, their Warhawk is moving over here on the left side. They have a decent spread. Maybe that the Summoner should be a little bit more creative. Just get wider angles if possible. But this could get really ugly for Snackwatch real soon.
Looks like the DFA is staying really tight together. They're being very careful with their movement. I'm not sure if DFA's lights have spotted the guys out in the gas station over here.
I don't know. Maybe Lawrence saw them, but it doesn't look like they care. They're just shoving together.
Looks like the rotation's about to start.
And that Vapor Eagle saw them, and he's run.
He should be. Oh, he's moving up.
He's moving up.
Oh no. His legs
This
are
could
getting
get yeah. This could get really bad for him.
He needs to get out of there now.
Yeah. And Charles needs to run as well. He has no business being up there.
He got some nice
big
strike
max
down.
there.
Invictus is
That's
low.
true. But now the rest of the team on Snacc, which has the lines of this, and 70% of those Mac and Mercedes, they need to just
Snackwatch is
tighten up
winning
their.
this. Ooh. Invictus is down 58%.
Yeah, but they're probably gonna lose that Warhawk really soon. Yeah, 67%'s gotta be open on a side door. So yep, there goes the side door. So CT's open and he goes down.
We need
Invictus still not down.
Turtles needs to go in right now.
Yeah, they're working on that Piranha for some reason. Turtles and Black Templars. This feels like a very disjointed fight.
This is very disjointed. We got two fights. We have a fight happening behind Psyche. There's a fight happening in front of him.
Psyche is like in the middle of everything. He's trying to go for the finisher on Invictus and he gets it. Maybe he can help with the light mix up here in the center. No, he's trying to help Morticia with that Mac at Mark II and the Sun Spider. Smart choice. That Mark II still alive is a lot of DPS. Turtles goes down. That's their only live mech for Snackwatch. And Seabiscuit is gonna have a field day now. Everything's open. He's got the machine guns.
It's cleanup time.
He stays alive. Yeah, it's cleanup time for him.
Psyche's the
I don't think
healthiest.
Snackwatch is coming back from. Yeah, I don't think Snackwatch is coming back from this one.
This was a lot closer match than the last one. Ooh, Lawrence also gets a. Oh, never mind.
No, there we go.
I thought I read the wrong way.
Oh, almost got two. They could have cleaned if they had tightened up their aim and actually focused fire one Mac at a time. I feel like they could have pulled it off. They had the lines on it.
They did. It was almost there. It was just got. I don't know if they lost track of what they're shooting at or what. But let's look at the damage
Maybe
numbers.
just confusion there.
Psyche
Yep.
on DFA. He's the one that got the only kill on Invictus. He did a 405 in a Niger too. That's quite impressive. Let's look at.
I don't remember what he had on that night. I didn't quite see.
It was
I'm guessing like Gauss.
It was two Gauss 2
Gauss
larges.
lights more. Gotcha.
And if we look at DFA, Foxy with the carry, 3 kills with the ATM.
Those ATMs, dude. Those ATMs didn't work. That makes it's a beast in Q, beast in comp. If you play it right, if you stay in
that butter zone.
the right range.
Yeah.
Yep.
And, that was a good match. I liked it.
Let's get the match ID. All right, we can take a look at what happened in the maps right here.
All right.
It's basically pretty standard stuff from Team 2 side. They sort of shoved as sneakily as possible sort of in this direction, right?
Yeah.
Without being seen. And at that point, if they have moved up this far into circle and your Team 1 side does not have Oh, okay, give me 1 second. Check TeamSpeak as well. Matt sent me that. But it's basically if they get to that point in the circle, if they get that close, there's not much that a team with full trade can do. They did manage pretty well, all in all, for their situation, all things considered. But they just had much more DPS with those Mac and Mark 2s on Team 2 side.
There you go. Check your DMs.
Request access. There we go. All right. I requested access. Checked your email.
Oh, God.
All right then. But yeah, and okay, let me just give them 5 minutes here.
All right, you should be able to do the things.
Perfect. They have the 5 minutes started. If you want to keep talking about what happened in that drop, I'll get this set up.
Yeah. Where is there? There we go. So what happened, guys, was DFA started making a push this way. Snacc watches Vapor Eagle spotted it out. I think he should have pulled out a lot sooner. He pulled out he took a little too long, in my opinion, to pull out. As soon as I see something like that, I'm gone. Boof. I'm out of there. So what DFA excuse me, I have to get these names. Snacc Watch, they did a very smart move here. I'm not sure where their any position was the best place, because there's a lot of stuff in your way at this gas station, right? I feel like if they were maybe to move towards the middle more, they could have done more work. But they did a very smart thing. They pulled back, they spread out, they're in the buildings. The Warhawk, unfortunately, was up close because he's probably the slowest thing on there. And their focus fire at the very beginning, when the first Mad Cat showed up, was very strong. They nearly killed him. They halved him, I believed. And all it takes was really, DFA just had to catch up and just press W for the win. And that's what they did. There's a lot of isolated fights happening. We had a fight up here, we had a fight back here, and we had 3 different fights going on. And at that point,
it was very confusing.
Yeah, it felt like communication probably broke down for Snacc Watch. Again, after Seneschal died, he's their team leader. He's in that Warhawk, right?
I cannot edit the sheet that you sent me, so you're gonna have to do that for me. I'll take over the map strat if we can't figure that out. So
okay.
But yeah, up onto the next drop we have here. The maps that we have for drop 3 is Forest Colony Snow Classic, the 01, Hibernal Rift, Prepare Your Eyes, and Frozen City Night Classic. So we get a lot of white, a lot of snow in this one. As far as I remember, Hibernal Rift was the last minute switch that happened a couple days ago before this tournament. It used to be the new Frozen City, but they realized that the Frozen City Night sort of plays differently than Forest Colony and Frozen City the old ones, which are much more oriented towards brawling. Whereas Frozen City, the new one, has much wider lines, so it's more suited towards those control type strats. And like we said at the start, those drop 3 and beyond do switch to a conquest style of play. So much more control. If they want to play control, they can do that. Whereas before, you could just shove the circle and domination and take advantage of that. The team had to keep someone inside the circle at all times.
All right.
You doing with the got the?
It's all updated now. I completely forgot about that.
You have to do them per drop, as far as I remember.
I think so.
It's because it's drop 1 and drop 2, right? So you have to split them up. So put a 1 in drop 2 and a 1 in drop 1, and 6 kills on each. for sure. There you go.
Oh,
It works.
forehead.
Perfect. Professional streamers, by the way. Alright. Team 2 looks locked, and Team 1 has not said they're locked, but I'm guessing I'm gonna switch myself over to Team 2 side. 320 tons in this team, by the way. Let's see. That's an interesting composition they have, but it looks very much legal.
This is a cap. This is caps, right?
It's Conquest, yes. We're switching to Conquest.
So looks like they're going to, from my guess, the tonnage, cap strat, control the caps.
Faster stuff for sure. If you're dropping your tonnage, it has to be.
Yeah. Looks like Snacc Watch is taking the whole 360.
Going the full mile. Maybe they're trying to play full control with more like PPCs, ER larges or something. Let's see what they have. Looks very much illegal, I think.
Does everything look good?
Nope. Team 1 has a hero, and they're using the 360 tons. So they need to drop 10 tons to use that hero, or they need to switch the hero to another variant. That's... is it?
Ooh.
Oh, no, yeah, no, they're right, they're right.
Oh.
No. I know the rules, trust me. There's a lot of information that just got thrown up on my lap here last minute, so...
A lot of us. Even though we had a week.
Test.
Even though we had a week to prepare.
A lot of things were last minute, but it's okay. It's working.
It's working. We're good.
I was testing them. I was seeing if they knew the rules, and they do. I'm proud of them. Yeah, it's a pop quiz. But yeah. Let me do the random for this set. Let's see what we got. Out of the 3 possible drops we have, Forest Colony, Snow, Classic, Hibernal Rift, and First 79 Classic, we are gonna go to... You ready, Defunct?
Yeah.
Alright, we're gonna go to... Where is this map? Forest Colony, Snow, Classic.
Ooh. That's always a goodie.
You could say it's a classic.
Yep. See what you did there.
Alright.
Some memorable matches here. Some good stuff happened in this map. The not so good things like, you know, Pickle Factory.
Some factories.
Yeah, some factories. Some alien happened.
No dropships this time. That's right.
Ah. Oh. Looks like Snacc Watch is going brawly on this, huh? I see a Slipnir, 4 LBs, 4 LB10s. We got a Orion 2C, a Stormcrow with, I'm guessing, pulses, Phoenix Hawk pulses, Vapor Eagles, and Assassin 23 SRMs.
Yeah, and on the DFA side, like we noticed, it's a lot of fast stuff. Assassin 21's duplicates, Linebacker duplicates, and Stormcrow duplicates. I wonder what these Stormcrow has. Dear God, 5 small pulses, 6 ER micros, and 3 SRM6s with Artemis. It's a lot of weapons. And I'm guessing the linebackers have some sort of
oh wait.
SRM. Yep, SRM6s.
Is DFA going tunnel?
Is this the tunnel rush? Is this
the tunnel rush? Oh.
It's happening, people.
Looks like Snacc Watch is... Oh no. Okay. If this times out perfectly in their favor, Snacc Watch could actually crush this tunnel rush right now. But
yeah, they could be set up there. That Slipnir there, perfect. They might have spotted that.
They might have.
They're looking that way.
They're about to come out right now. Oh, they did.
Oh, they definitely saw it now. Psyche's backing up, and
Seneschal's pushing up.
He's not in a good spot. Oh god, those Phoenix Hawks up top in the Vapor Eagle. The Phoenix and the Vapor Eagle, really good spots up there, but
Invictus
Turtle's
is
also in the middle. If they can drop a strike there, red team is gonna be
very bad.
in really bad shape. But
Shinisol's the first to
leg
drop.
goes up on him. Yeah, Invictus is legged, and so Psyche is down too. It's a very messy fight. Invictus still alive at 19%.
We have a.
Self-destruction on one of the Stormcrows. The Slipney is still very much alive
He's
and
very
fresh
healthy.
for the most part. You need to get that linebacker off of him, otherwise he's got next on both sides.
Morticia's taking care of the linebacker. Another, a team kill.
A team kill. Yeah, but over in that Slipney can't do much if the mechs are on both sides of him.
We have a
43% now. Any overheats, he's gonna go down
no.
here.
And the Phoenix Hawk
Phoenix Hawk
is
is fresh. Yeah, he's very much fresh. He could pull it off. Keep in mind that DFA does have a fresh assassin as well, which I would give the edge on that 1v1 if it came down to it. But I don't think the Phoenix Hawk has the DPS to take on this 4v1 here. Or 5v1. Well, I can't count. No, it's a 4v1. And it's just, yep, self-destruction. Not enough DPS in that mech and not enough hurt mechs. It pays off again on favor of DFA with those gambles on duplicates.
Wow.
Way undertonned. And Snacc had a good position to receive that for the most part. If they had scouted that better.
Yeah.
But
I think having Shinasol and Saiku just go in there really blocked a lot of DPS, but the DPS potential of the Cyclops. I think the Cyclops, if you had like a clearer view into that, you could have done a lot more work.
For sure.
Let's look at the damage here. Wow, the Cyclops actually did a lot of work.
Oh yeah, I can believe that. He was uncontested for a while.
Yeah, but I think he could have done more work if... Oh my god, a car alarm's going off. And wow, Girigu, 700 damage. Wow.
Wow, those SRMs doing work. Wow. Zero kills though.
Zero kills. So, hey.
Those assassins stealing all the kills right there. Looking at them. Seabiscuit did a lot of work himself. 503 damage.
Yeah. Those assassins. I think if Snackwatch gave himself a little bit more range, things could have gone a little bit more in their favor. But
yeah, and if they had those two mechs, credit what credit is due. Psyche and Seneschal still pulling pretty decent damage despite being killed pretty early on in the game.
Let me pull up the map. Boom. Alright, so also this is it, right?
Yep.
Oh, fuck.
Well, technically the previous one was it because I'm being informed that it's not best of 5, it's actually best of 3, but we're casting anyways because we care about our audience and we want to give you entertainment and all that jazz.
Oh man, professional casters, by the way, everybody. Oh, we have to do the
yeah, we're gonna do the interview. Just I'll move down to one of their channels. I'll move down to other games on their on TeamSpeak.
TeamSpeak, okay. We're gonna get the interview real soon, guys. Give me 2 seconds.
Sound resumed.
I'll let them know, so this should be
user joined your channel.
That's Seabiscuit right there. Give me 1 second, we're just waiting on Seneschal here, and we can get started.
Congratulations, Seabiscuit, by the way, for the win.
Thank you.
And yeah, we got to play. You got to play one extra game because it was a best of 3, not 5.
You guys weren't paying attention. I was testing you the entire time. Not bad. Some good games.
Yeah, for what it's worth, they beat us like every drop yesterday in our scrim.
Wow. Well, looks like they learned. Or y'all learned.
For you guys. Worked for you guys. Baited them into a sense of
False sense of security.
false insecurity there.
Did you message Shimsal yet?
I'm doing that now.
User joined your
Hello.
channel.
Hello, thank you. Congrats on both of you for the matches. It was very entertaining to watch and cast.
I'm gonna go ahead and say hashtag nailed it.
The last two were really close matches. They're really good.
Yeah,
So,
like I said, for what it's worth, Snacc Watch beat Death from Above like a redheaded stepchild in our scrim yesterday.
We probably shouldn't have done that, huh?
Yeah, no, it works the other way around. Should have just lost them all. We would have won here.
Perfect. Yeah,
Next
that's how it works.
Right, we can go drop by drop if you guys have any thoughts on that. For Bog, I was very interested in the the gamble you guys pulled off, Seabiscuit, of taking all the duplicates. I don't think I've heard considerations of that kind of tactic. Generally, it's just one because of the 10 tonnage. But taking 3 and taking a 30-ton penalty, do you think it was worth it? I mean, you guys won, but do you think you could have pulled it off against another type of deck, or maybe a more DPS oriented, or something? If something had gone differently, do you think you guys could still pull it off?
Honestly, we did a lot of practicing prior to this. We scrimmed JGX, we scrimmed Blackwatch, we scrimmed, of course, Snacc Watch over and over and over again. And our determination was, when we were splitting it up and actually gaining those extra tonnages, what we were losing was mech speed, and we were just losing the ability to all pounce on a target quickly. So I believe in Viridian Bog, as an example, one of the mechs pushed out just a little bit too far around the corner. I think it was one of the Mad Cats, and
It was, yeah.
because we were fast enough to respond movement-wise, it died almost instantly.
Yeah, it did seem that way. We were looking at some of the trades, and it definitely looked like you guys had multiple mechs whenever you had to trade with something else at a time. Whereas Snacc, which seemed a little bit more disjointed, maybe because of their speed. That push on the side is pretty rough to pull off. Is that sort of was that your strat to begin with, Seneschal? Or did you guys have another plan and you got thrown out the window at some point?
Yeah, so originally we had scrimmed something that didn't end up working out for us because the lanes we thought we'd have to run in on a brawl from the wide right just didn't work. So then when it came to today, we thought, okay, we're expecting they're gonna do long range, or they're gonna do light and just mob us, right? So we figured, okay, we're just gonna try to get right around the middle, and if we find that they've got the short range, if they're going to try to mob us, then we're going to stand a little back and try to just shoot across as they come in, which didn't happen. We saw that they had long-range guns up high, so our backup plan was to go north and stay behind the cover there and force them to come in. So the push was to some degree planned, and we kind of thought, we had seen Invictus was up there, and we thought it was him up there, and most of their other guys were still kind of spanned out across the right side a little more. So we were going to do a push in to try to get Invictus. Unfortunately, turns out there was a firing line, and a pretty good one, which is an issue.
Yeah, it was like an instant formed firing line because we weren't actually set up as a firing line.
Well, that was the thing. So we kind of thought you'd be a little more spread out, and it was just, yeah. So basically somebody said, okay, so are we doing it? Are we going? And I said, well, yep. And I said, yeah, I'm going. So I figure, okay, we're in for a penny now. And I went around to the corner. I'm like, well, I can't stop. So in went the Mad Cat, and that's your pick.
Yeah, it's always difficult there being the drop call and calling it, because your team's always going to be one slightly step behind you, even if they trust you and all that. They'll always be slightly behind you, so Rough there. Let's move into drop 2. Remember what we saw here was oh, the Plexus drop. This was pretty close for what it was. We were talking about it before, since guessing it went through your guys' head that all three of these are much more prone to long range engagements than the previous set. Did that influence any of your deck's decisions there?
Yeah. So when we ran this yesterday, we both had long range decks. And based on how that went, we expected that their side was going to change it up where we basically had the deck we had today. And it ended up having an advantage against some DACA. So we figured they were just going to stay long range, stay on the hill, and we could just play it roughly the same and kind of deny them some of those lanes. And they decided to
baited
instead
you.
dump over tabletop onto our dudes. So that was,
Yeah.
we were all set up. We're like, okay, great. Hey, where are they? They're not on the hill. Oh, crap.
You have that in mind, Biscuit? Like, do you guys think, oh, they're just gonna take the long range again? We'll just rush them with DACA, get it over with.
Now, what made this drop deck and strategy stick in my mind was in one of the scrims against Snacc Watch, the very first one on drop 2 that we played on Grim Plexus, Death from Above lost because we were out of the circle. We just took the fight out of the circle and just weren't paying attention and lost. So we decided that that wasn't going to happen.
Hell or
if
high
we-
water, you're going to be in
Yeah.
the circle.
Yes,
Oh.
that was basically it.
Good point to star strat. I mean, it worked out for you guys. It was pretty close, all in all. We were talking that maybe if you guys in Snackwatch had like tightened up your focus fire, taking down one of those Mackets early on, instead of like splitting them up between the two, you might have been able to pull it off, which is quite impressive considering the other team had much more DPS than you guys did.
Yeah, I think we have some more drilling to do because I think some of it's about coherency. We were making calls that didn't always happen. No individual person to blame, just wasn't happening the way we wanted it to there.
Yeah, it definitely. It never seemed like there was one or two players that were like out of position that got picked too badly. So you guys are missing that little bit of extra cohesion, maybe like sort of running a few more times, you'd be like more on point. So definitely pretty good though. You guys definitely had the losing edge on that engagement. The team was really close to you with PPCs and GOS and ERs. It's not really gonna go well.
No.
But moving on to drop 3, perhaps the more interesting one of the 3, even though it was best of 3, and this was basically just an exhibition match.
Oh man, I lost us this game, 100%. Oh man, that was brutal. So when we did those, when we did the scrim before, they basically did what they did, but from a different angle. So we were like, okay, great. We'll just take a whole bunch of really friggin' nasty brawlers, and they're gonna roll into us and get wrecked. And that's basically what was going to happen. And we had our Sleipnir set up at the choke point there.
Yeah,
and,
really good position too.
For the second time, again, like this is, we're changing up our strats, and I'm not used to running this stuff, so I'm at the choke point, and I'm like, okay, great, a linebacker. The other ones seem a little bit behind him. Let's jump out and try to get him. So I jumped out and went down real quick when I should have said, everybody just back up, and it would have went a lot cleaner. That was rough. You guys know,
yeah. What about you guys, Seabiscuit? What was just wanted to be sneaky, take a really fast stuff through tunnel, or the good old pug strat?
Yeah, again, it was based off of a scrims against JGX and Blackwatch. We had long range strats on drop 3, and we just got our shit pushed in. And against Snackwatch yesterday, drop 1 and 2, we had all long range decks and got our shit pushed in. So we were like, you know what, long range isn't for us. Let's just take fast brawl in this and see how we do. And even with 2 people like straggling out by themselves in our very first try at this, I think Foxy and Invictus almost killed themselves before we even started the brawl by standing in front of a DACA gun line. And we still ended up winning that drop. And then we're like, you know what, this has merit. And we literally only took the tunnel just so Invictus would stay with the group.
Well, that's a first strategy if you need it for that particular purpose. I mean, it works out.
Put him in the front and he can't shield, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it definitely. I feel like that should have gone in Snackwood's favor if, like you said, Senator, you had it was you and
It
the
was ours.
Stormcrow
Just had to back up.
and Psyche, I think it was on the Orion. That you guys got really antsy, just wanted to get in there and fight it out. And if you guys had waited maybe a few more seconds, and just let that slip near and do some work, you guys might have been able to pull it off. You had the tonnage for sure. You had much more beefy targets, but you guys basically serve yourselves on up front for a DFA to pick.
No
They
question.
didn't have to call the target. They just got, hey, look, a Stomper. Let's go for this guy.
Yup.
But it was pretty close, all in all. But any closing thoughts on you guys for the drops? Thinking about the format and whatnot.
Next time
Yeah.
we scrim you guys, we're running Urban Max.
Jesus.
No, so I really like the maps being selected after our lances and drop decks are selected. That's probably my favorite thing about the whole event. So
It is interesting to try to figure out where you should be
Something
sending
that
everybody.
works. Oh yeah, because it's not just the mechs, right? It has to do with lances. It has to do their builds and all that jazz. The lances also play a big part, especially like in domination. If you want to have that one line mech up in front, not all domination spawns are the same. Like the fastest ones are not always on Alpha or Charlie, so they can change.
Yep. And some of the sets meant that you wanted your mechs to have jump jets on some of those maps, so it was hard to sacrifice them for the other ones.
For sure.
Very interesting set of rules. Yeah, to cast to.
Very fun. Congratulations, DFA for the win.
Yeah, congrats, guys.
And
thank you.
cheers all.
Thank you both.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Good luck in future matches, there, son.
Yep.
Hey,
See
thanks.
you next. We'll play you next week.
Have a good one.
Cheers, guys.
All right, Chris. Now we just wait for RJF and WKL, I guess, and we'll take a break.
User left your channel. User left your channel.
All right, perfect.
Take a break, and I'll get some music going, guys. Everybody chill and wait for the next game.
Then have a good one.
Sound muted.
It's getting harder than ever. Trying to keep a tight hold of myself. Could say I'm under the weather, but I don't think it'll help. I'm wishing we were together. I never thought I'd need anyone else.
We muted.
I couldn't love you better, 'cause I couldn't love myself. And now that you're gone, I can't avoid it. All the noises keep me up at night. I'm about to lose my mind. 'Cause all I have are these two hands, a broken heart and an emptiness. In this old house, you said that I could keep you're not here. The photographs of our better years are all that's left. You said that I could keep the memories. Keep the
He traded his guns for love, but he's caught in the crossfire. And he keeps waking up, but it's not to the sound of birds. The tyranny, the violent streets, deprived of all that we're blessed with. And we can't get enough, no. Heaven, if you sent us down, so we could build a playground for the sinners to play as saints. You'd be so proud of what we made. I hope you got some beds around, 'cause you're the only refuge now. For every mother, every child, every brother that's caught in the crossfire, that's caught in the crossfire. I trained my luck to know why he's caught in the crossfire. And now I'm here waking up to the sun and the sound of birds. Society's anxiety deprives of all that we're blessed with. We just can't get enough, no. Heaven, if you sent us down, so we could build a playground for the sinners to play as saints. You'd be so proud of what we made. I hope you got some beds around, 'cause you're the only refuge now. For every mother, every child, every brother that's caught in the crossfire, that's caught in the crossfire. Can I trust what I'm given when faith still needs a gun? Whose ammunition justifies the wrong? And I can't see from the backseat, so I'm asking from above. Can I I trust what I'm given, even when it cuts. So heaven, if you sent us down, so we can build a playground for the sinners to play as saints. You'd be so proud of what we made. I hope you got some beds around, 'cause you're the only refuge now. For every mother, every child, every brother that's caught in the crossfire.
So I never really knew you. God, I really tried to. Blindsided, addicted. Thought we could really do this, but really I was foolish. Hindsight, it's obvious. Talking with my lawyer, she said, where'd you find this guy? I said, young people fall in love with the wrong people sometimes. Some mistakes get made, that's alright, that's okay. You can think that you're in love when you're really just in pain. Some mistakes get made, that's alright, that's okay. In the end it's better for me, that's the moral of the story, babe. Funny how a memory turns into a bad dream when running wild turns volatile. Remember how we painted our house just like my grandparents did? So romantic, but we fought the whole time. Should have seen the signs. Well, talking with my mother, she said, where'd you find this guy? Said some people fall in love with the wrong people sometimes. Some mistakes get made, that's alright, that's okay. You can think that you're in love when you're really just in pain. Some mistakes get made, that's alright, that's okay. In the end it's better for me, that's the moral of the story, babe. They say it's better to have loved and lost than never to have loved at all. That could be a load of shit, but I just need to tell you all. Some mistakes get made, that's alright, that's okay. You can think that you're in love when you're really just engaged. Some mistakes get made, that's alright, that's okay. In the end it's better for me, that's the moral of this story. Some mistakes get made, that's alright, that's okay. You can think that you're in love when you're really just in pain. Some mistakes get made, that's alright, that's okay. In the end it's better for me, that's the moral of the story, babe.
People say I'm indecisive. If one day I hate it, then the next I'll probably like it. Do I feel like being alone, or would with all of my friends. Fuck, I don't know if I should stay or if I should go. I don't have the answers you need, 'cause I live in the in-between. So if you put your bets on me, you better be down for anything. 'Cause I'm like yes and no, wait, I don't know. I think I'm dying, hold up, I'm invincible. Yeah, I'm like yes and no, wait, I don't know. I'll pull you closer into me, and I'm pushing you away. 'Cause I'm like yes and no, wait, I don't know. I think I'm dying, hold up, I'm invincible. Yeah, I'm like yes and no, wait, I don't know. I'll pull you closer into me, and I'm pushing you away. Don't know if I'm feeling happy. No. I'm kinda confused, I'm not in the mood to try and fix me. Do I feel like being alone or with all of my friends? Fuck, I don't know if I should stay or if I should go. I don't have the answers you need, 'cause I live in the in-between. 'Cause I'm like yes and no, wait, I don't know. I think I'm dying, hold up, I'm invincible. Yeah, I'm like yes and no, wait, I don't know. I'll pull you closer into me, and I'm pushing you away. 'Cause I'm like yes and no, wait, I don't know. I think I'm dying, hold up, I'm invincible. Yeah, I'm like yes and no, wait, I don't know. I'll pull you closer into me, and I'm pushing you away.
Hi, Paige. This is Grizz. Would you give me a call, please? Thank you.
I think I'm dying, hold up, I'm invincible. Yes, no. I'll pull you closer into me, and I'm pushing you away. 'Cause I'm like yes and no, wait, I don't know. I think I'm dying, hold up, I'm invincible. Yeah, I'm like yes and no, wait, I don't know. I'll pull you closer into me,
Hello, 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 hello.
Hello.
Oh, what's up? How was your little break?
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Some to drink. Got some bio break. Everything's set up for this round 2. How about you?
Same. I actually got to watch a little bit of the RJF versus Smoke Adders a little bit.
It was interesting.
It was like felt like a DFA match right there. A lot of trading going on, and I felt looked good. RJF, woof. They're putting the
Just
pain.
looking pretty strong for this. Pretty strong for this tournament.
Yeah.
So what do we got for next?
Our next match.
For next match.
Next match is Smoke Adders versus the White Knight Legion.
Ooh.
Admittedly, I don't know much about White Knight Legion. I'll be completely honest with you. There's some players on there that I do know. Some of them actually watch my streams.
Whoa. Self-advertising in this family-friendly stream?
I mean,
not on my watch.
Not on your watch.
Ban him right now. I'll cast this alone.
Monka
S.
But SA's been around for a long time. Seems like the same roster as before. Always been the same, I guess.
They did lose, what's his name? Chimera to EMP from like a year ago or so.
That is true.
But yeah, looks pretty steady roster for the most part. I recognize a lot of these names, and for White Knight Legion, I recognize some of them too. I recognize a lot of them from like other teams. It seems like they're kind of a mismatch, like a mix and match from other teams that I've seen.
Yeah.
Which should be interesting.
I'm looking forward to seeing Yondu play. From watching his streams, he seems like a very talented player. From his draws list, his stats are really good, really up there. So
yeah, so it seems pretty even spread across what he plays too. Nothing really stands out. Maybe assaults a little bit more, but pretty even across the board.
I think this set that we get to cast here might be the closest set. Might go the distance.
Yeah.
Very interesting. See what happens.
Yeah, if you take the top 6 players from both teams, they're roughly sitting around the 97% percentile for White Knight Legion and somewhere around 98 to 99 for SA. So should be interesting. If the number, but the numbers are not everything, right? So
true. You know, quick play, group play is different beats from comp. You know. What's this?
So we'll go through the rules real quick. A little bit of a refresh if we get any new viewers that weren't here before. For it's a 6v6 tournament, the Grand Prix. 15 minutes. First and third person view. We did not see any shenanigans with that third person view drone. Last game that I remember, maybe we'll see something here. I'm still hopeful for it. Not something that happens a lot of the time. It is a best of 3. We had 3 drops. Last game, the third one was a bit of an extra drop we threw in there. The first 2 of these drops are going to be domination. The next 3, if they do end up happening, will be conquest. The catch here is that for each drop there is a set of 3 maps that will be selected at random. We will not be telling the team leaders, or the teams for that matter, what map they're dropping in until the last second. So they have to be ready for all 3 of these. For drop 1, the selection is Canyon Network, Mining Collective, and Viridian Bog. As for the compositions of their drop decks, they have 360 tons. They can take duplicates, but they are paying a 10-ton penalty per duplicate that they take. We saw in the previous set, Death from Bob was taking 3 duplicates and 2 other drops, paying the 30-ton penalty, which is an interesting strategic decision. And mechs that are not available for C-Bills, but are available for MC, you can take one of them unless you take a duplicate of said chassis, in which case, well, you can take both of them by paying the 10-ton penalty. But that's about it for the rules. What do you expect from these teams compared to the previous set, maybe?
I expect a little bit more trading happening. A lot more positioning and posturing and controlling the map some more rather than just pressing W to victory.
I feel the same way. I feel like I haven't seen White Knight Legion play all that much, but if their numbers are good, it might be in their best interest to trade.
Oh.
It takes a lot less team cohesion than to pull off a push or a like a two-side push. We have a few mechs pushing up ahead and some Daku mechs in the back. Trading is much more individual focused.
It is a lot of 1v1s you set yourself up with, positioning all that matters, and within the training phase, it's predominantly 1v1, and then start getting the team has to move somewhere, so that's when you start with focus fire going on. That. So, who do you think is going to have the edge in this match?
If numbers are anything to go by, it should be SA. We invite these teams to lobby real quick, but yeah, I mean, numbers worked last time. I'm gonna go with numbers again, so I'm gonna say SA. They have some pretty remarkable players in there, so
I'm gonna go against the grain.
okay.
I'm gonna go with White Light Legion taking this one because SA just lost to RJF. The morale could have taken a hit. Well, they might not be feeling it as confident going into this next match.
All right. Yeah. It could be that does take a toll on your players for sure. You just find Mr. Summers' in-game name to invite him, and we'll be on our way. We already have SA up in here. Should be starting soon.
Ooh, SA is ready to go. Look at that.
They're a little bit over a ton, but yeah, for the most part, they look pretty ready.
Lance is set, ready to go. They're a little over a ton. Now they're very overdone.
Now they're very over a ton, yeah.
Yikes.
I'm trying to throw them off or something.
Yeah.
The team switch last second to a 300-ton drop deck, maybe. Goes super fast. Who knows? Trying to get a hold of SA's leader here. I hope he didn't send me a group friend request. Doesn't seem like it. Do you remember by chance what his
It should be Mr. Samaru.
Oh, it's Mr. with it. Okay, it's not spelled out completely. It's MR. It's not Mr. That's why. His Discord name is different. Making it more difficult for us. Okay, they have their invite, and perfect. That's them.
All right. Oh, Yondu's here. I'm a fan.
There it is.
All right, and they came in ready to swing as well. They're both teams are over ton right now.
4 or 5, both of them.
Yeah.
It's a coincidence.
Thinking.
What's happening here?
What shenanigans are afoot?
We'll see. They have 5 minutes to sort that out. Otherwise,
all right.
There'll be some slapping around. There's 364 SA and 355. Wow, they switch at the same time almost.
We're ready to go. I like it.
I don't know what's going on in this lobby, but I'm glad they're having fun. All right, so we're waiting around. Yeah, let me see. For it does look like for White Knight Legion, they're bringing their A game. It seems like it's most of their top end players.
Does look like that. Same with I think this is going to be a really good match.
Forward to that one. Oh, I need to send you what the magical random number has told me is or math for this set. It will be. There you go.
Oh. It is domination.
Okay, Mr. Sumaru. Yep, it's domination for the first two. So, White Knight Legion is locked in. Let's see what they got. Yeah, that looks legal. Pretty sure. And I don't believe SA have said anything, so still can't check their deck. They might be tweaking some last minute adjustments.
How much time is left?
They have 3 minutes still. Seems to have been pretty fast, all in all. A bit of a breath of fresh air compared to some of the other tournaments. Some teams would take 10, 15 minutes
Black
to
Watch.
get ready and to Black Watch. Yeah.
Remember those
So,
days. Back in my day. Yes. It's one of those other teams that read the
got
rules.
it right. I'm gonna test them. Test them. Just wait. Alright, let me check what they got.
Stays red.
Looks very much legal.
Hey.
360 tons and he does need to be actually ready, otherwise I can't launch the match. But are you good to go?
Yes, I am ready to go.
Alright, so perfect. They are ready and oh, some toxicity there in the chat. Some kicking in the shins, and we're going to Mining Collective. For Divination drop 1. I'm excited. After what I saw there for the drop decks, it should be interesting.
Ooh.
No spoilers. We'll see them in game after the drop. The drop ships bring them in. Oh, yeah.
All right. Team 1 was SA, right? Yes.
Correct. So blue team will be SA, and red team will be White Knight Legion.
Oh. Alright. So Smoke Adders has an Annihilator 1A, a Huntsman B, a Cyclops, Slipnir, Javelin, 11A. I'm a big fan of the Javelin. Warhammer 6R, I'm guessing that has 2 Gauss and some lasers, and a Prana 1.
On the other side for White Knight Legion, we got a Vulcan, a Victor 9S. I'm very curious as to what it has. I'll tell you in a second. Javelin 10P, a Hero Highlander, Thanatos 5S, and an Assassin 21. Let me see what the Highlander has. Never mind the Victor. Let's see what this one has. Dual LB20s, 4 SRM 6s with Artemis. Dear God, that's a lot of deeps there.
Alright, looks like White Knight Legion wants to just push up and take some names.
Yeah. Victor is AC20 SRM 6s, the smaller brother of that Highlander.
It looks like we have
taking shots.
Smoke Adders is setting up to trade.
They saw them though. Captain Judas definitely spotted them. He took a bit of a hit, but he seems doing fine overall.
Looks like we have WKL jumping up on quad here. The Thanatos is up there by himself. Oof.
To kind of slowing down. They seemed pretty confident before. Now they're just kind of chilling.
That's a death. If they push in there, that's a death box.
Yeah, for sure. So they're trying to figure out how to approach these mechs over here.
Right now, White Knight Legion is taking a lot of free damage. SA is backing
Yeah,
up.
they need to be patient there. They cannot trade. Look at Mr. Summer on the left side there. He's moving up to McGraw's side, and I don't know if McGraw knows. Oh, he's trying to get some angles on that.
He knows. He's firing at them.
He knows that. Yep.
And he's
The
running
javelin
away.
getting dangerously close.
Like,
Oh,
ooh, the javelin just put up a
the
UAV.
Yep. Look at the circle though. Only 2 mechs in circle. Cyclone Jack for red team here, just very patiently waiting, and Mac at 3050 hiding there basically.
Oh, they just killed the thing for the domination
That
timer.
generator. So it's in favor of red team now. Look at that Thanatos though, 65% already.
He got hit.
And Young doing that javelin, 87%. He's a little bit hurt somewhere. Let's see if it's an arm or something.
Like the
Double
arms.
check it. He might have been hit by a strike. Both of his arms are basically almost gone, and his back is open. A little bit of internal damage there.
Giga just got hit by a strike.
Yeah, it's not looking too good on the side of red team here for White Knight Legion. Maybe their best bet would be here to try to get a pick on that one light mech they have in circle. Although at this point they do have the javelin on the other side as well as the warhammer.
It's gonna be a very hard move if they want to move in here.
Yeah, maybe the mining collective pick of map played a little bit not in their favor. Maybe they wanted something a little bit like Bog in this.
Tomorrow's moving up.
Maybe Canyon no.
He took about 10% damage there trying to move up.
He is alone here, but he's a threat. Even though he cannot be like they don't.
WKL
they
started
can't
to move
shoot
up.
at him.
WKL started to move up because
Yeah, they sent that Victor. Mr. Summer taking popter shots from there. With that Oh, but the Piranha's getting behind Gakka here in the middle. Oh no.
The disaster.
Gakka just gonna have to do something to do with them.
He's gonna have to hit him. All it takes is one shot.
Oh, he loses. Yeah, but I don't think it's gonna happen.
He just lost his
Piranha's
AC-20.
just gonna... Yeah.
We have another fight over here. The assassin, the warhammer, the javelin, and the other javelin.
That warhammer should go down pretty fast, all things considered.
The
But
ATMs are
they
raining
still have
in.
McGraw in the back, yeah. And Mr. Summer is still not pushing up. He's taking pot shots in the back. He should just take this opportunity, and while his team is getting obliterated, just go in there, use that Highlander and do some damage. But he's playing it super conservative.
The Annihilator took out Gitka, and then
Yeah. I don't think White Knight Legion's coming back from this one. Too many fresh mechs on the other side. But could happen. Very unlikely though, in my opinion. Cyclone Jack and that Vulcan trying to deal with that Piranha, but that Piranha is barely touched.
very fresh, and he got
that was a good
that
shot.
was a smack and a half.
Oof,
Oh,
that shot from
2
ISO,
shots.
dear God. Hire that guy, someone. Ooh.
Oh yeah, he's going
Let's
against
see
a
if he
fresh
can.
Annihilator.
Let's see if he can 2-shot the Annihilator though.
Yondu's
I
in
don't think
another
that's
fight.
gonna happen. No, it's not happening. Yeah, Yondu's just running away. McGraw's probably gonna finish him off with the ATMs here.
Yep,
And there he goes. That slipped near and down goes the Highlander. I had high expectations for that mech.
I did as well.
It's interesting, but Size is about to commit suicide. He's jumping.
Oof.
And goes down to Unfearing. Nice shot by Unfearing.
I think
Pretty dominant from SA.
they played that well. They just kited them. They saw it was brawling like let's just pull back. Let's pull back. Full range and
They did a really good job of that.
look at the damage numbers here. It's a very low damage game, all in all. Unfearing leading the charts with his dual heavy Gauss Annihilator 1A. Cyclops, second highest.
Their assault's doing a lot of work for those. They had a lot of mechs to chew through. Mac at 35th in that Piranha, pulling quite a decent amount of damage.
Yeah, he pretty much
He got
solo.
pretty scot free. Yeah, he got pretty scot free until Saisu came by. He was like, "No,
Yeah.
this is where it ends.
Yeah.
I'm ending your life now." And
2-shot.
he did exactly that in 2 shots. Perfect. The match has been submitted. Exit then. So we can look at the map strat whenever you get a chance here, while I'm setting up the lobby for the next drop.
Map shot is up. So what happened? What happened here was White Knight Legion wanted to push up aggressively. They got to about this point. I think they got spotted out by SA's Javelin, like right about here. He's like, hey, go brawl. While SA pretty much had control of this part of the map. You know, it really limits the, when you bring brawl to Money Collector, it really limits what you could do. Which when you want to push, depends on what side of the map you are. You know, Money Collector was actually pretty hard to make an aggressive brawling push on because there's still tons of cover and just ways to kite. So WKL they opted to go this way and around, and then they stagnated right here. They got struck out. Every time they try to peek, they got destroyed. And then they tried to make one last push. They went this way. Victor got picked right there. Maru went over here, got picked. And the PKO.
Mr. Samaru on that Highlander, he was sitting around this area, and he was taking pot shots around, say, this way. He never actually moved up until the very, very end. So
yeah,
maybe they could have used that extra DPS on that mech a little bit more up close.
I'm not sure how tanky the Highlander
I don't think it's that
is.
tanky. Nah, I don't think it's that tanky. It packs quite a punch. Just we saw that with that build. I don't know how its heat efficiency looks like, but I mean, I don't know. I've never seen that build before, so I'm not too familiar with how it looks. But I don't think Highlander 2.6 are that tanky. So
I think Discord is having a hard time right now.
it does seem that way. You want to switch to TeamSpeak? Maybe that works out better.
Yeah, we could do that. Find a channel.
Right.
Sound resumed.
Hello, is this working better?
Hello.
Yep, that does seem better.
All
yeah,
right.
I don't know. Maybe the Discord's getting overloaded with people. Perfect.
Nice.
So yeah, I mean, there wasn't much that WKL could have done there. They just kind of had to commit at some point and find their opening, and they never seemed to do that. Even though that side is definitely better for pushing because of all the stuff on the way there to approach the position that SA had. If it was the other way around, if SA had Team 2, they had much more open lines to cover that, and I don't think White Knight Legion could have ever approached them without getting completely obliterated.
Yeah.
Even more so than what happened there.
I feel like they just took the long way around.
Yeah, and then strikes and the occasional pokes and whatnot just kind of took the toll on them. They didn't have any armor too.
When you take brawl, you have to just at some point during the match, just man up and just go for it. And they waited way too long. They took a lot of free damage from strikes, like you said, and whatever peaks they were making.
Unfortunately, yeah. When you're taking brawl into these drops, there sort of comes the like a point of no return when if you don't push fast enough, you just run out of resources, which is your armor at that point.
See if
We have about a minute and a half still to go.
let's see if
Unknown.
WKL could bring us back.
I hope so. So we get more more matches to cast. Got the map I sent you on Facebook? Yeah.
Yep.
Alright, perfect. Both of them are ready, and let me check their decks. 360, so no duplicates here. Yep, looks fine. Stuff and down below. Alright. Alright then. You ready to go?
Do it.
Find this map. Okay. And we're off to Tourmaline Desert.
Ooh.
Pretty interesting, like, mix of the game mode and the map itself. Because generally, throughout the years in comp, Tourmaline has sort of been a very long range focus, like control focused map. But Domination Circle sort of makes it significantly harder to pull that off.
And instead of,
Because there's so many like nook and crannies where you can hide and not get spotted.
and it is a very odd place. The circle. So
Yeah.
it's gonna be interesting to see how these teams deal with that. Drop ship.
There we go. You got on your side.
Viper Eagle 1, a Marauder 2CA. Interesting. Summoner F, I imagine that's the UAC 10 version. What is that thing called? The spider. The Sun Spider, Jesus.
Play this game, I swear.
Nope, the Summoner's
the other
PPCs.
Alright, on the other side we have a Battlemaster 1G. I'm guessing ER Largent, so there's nothing else really taking that, and he's you know, going up Spire. So Hellbringer, Warhawk, Vapor Eagle, Blackjack 2, I'm guessing ER's in that, maybe Streets. No, ER PVC's in a Blackjack 2. Huh. Interesting. And a lone Piranha 2 going up into Circle. With bajillion lasers, 10 micro lasers, and 5 heavy smalls. So
I think both these teams are going to be trading here.
full control here. What does the Huntsman have on the other side? Is that ATMs again? Yep. So that Piranha needs to be really careful.
Yondu's by himself on top of the Spire.
There is Unfearing again with that the quad PPC Marauder 2C.
Mrs. Amaru is the focus right now.
Yeah, I don't think they expected SA to take full trade against them, because that Warhawk is just sitting in the open and he's taking a lot of punishment, whereas the rest of his team is sort of taking cover. Like, you see that Blackjack's moving into cover, so is the Hellbringer. Vapor Eagle just
chilling,
sitting up here, just chilling. Yeah, but a Battlemaster too, same thing, just in cover for the most part. His biggest concern is really strikes at that point. But that Warhawk's gonna he has to leave that spot sooner than later because he's bleeding armor for free basically.
McGraw as well. The trading seems pretty actually in WKL's favor right now.
Yep, it does seem that way. Except for that one Warhawk, which, if you can see, Unfearing and Yin Yang Spinning are sort of moving that way to try to counter the movement that WKL is pulling here. That Blackjack.
He just
taking,
smacked.
damage. Mid-air too. And he's in range of those ATMs from
Oh yeah, and ATMs do
McGraw, but yeah.
LRM damage now from long range. Looks like SA is starting to move towards this right side of the map.
Yeah, Mr. Sober there finally gets some cover. It's looking a lot better for him now, but yeah, I still think the trades are pretty even actually. I don't know if I would call them in favor of either one. Maybe that Warhawk is a bit too beat up to trade much. I don't know how his components are looking like.
I would say it's more even right now.
The right torso on him is almost
Oh.
open. It's orange armor, but ooh, Captain
Judas.
Judas took a big hit there. I
Oh,
don't know
the
if it was
strike.
a strike or
It's a strike.
Oh yeah, I think it does. Yeah, that's gonna be the biggest factor here. These are slow trades, PPCs.
Ooh, huge strike on Mrs. Samaru. Huge strike.
62%. And Ragnar Baron Lenningham is at 80%, 78% with it.
He might have just got half.
Almost gone. No, he's left torso one touch actually.
Oof.
He lost an arm.
You have to be careful with that over twisting.
And if you look at the circle, Gaka is in a really tough spot right now. He is about to die actually.
Oh no.
In the circle, McGraw and Maka are just sort of pushing on him.
He's in a 2v1 right now.
Yeah, I don't think White Knight Legion needs to not take advantage, but they need to do something about it. Yeah, Gaka cannot stay in circle for that long, and it's gonna have to force White Knight Legion to move up. Again, what I was saying before about the mismatch between the domination game mode and the map itself. White Knight Legion is playing it like you would normally play this map really in Conquest most of the time, but domination sort of dictates that you have to play around that circle.
And Matt's hunting down the Prana. Oh, he just missed him. Just missed him.
Very aggressive. Looking back at him. I don't know what Maka looks like percentage like HP wise.
Looks like it's
but
just
McGraw has seen the Prana.
Oh, and McGraw's about to.
Maka's going for him.
There's the ATMs flying.
Yes.
They legged him. No.
No. It was an arm.
Yep. Now.
And there he goes. So now the pressure is on White Knight Legion.
They have
and they have that Warhawk at 55%. That Hellbringer halved. Open CT. The Warhawk is just sort of running in the open right now, trying to make something happen. Moving towards Circle 8 Yondu on that Battle Master. But the Warhawk side torso open still.
Yondu has
Very
to do
weak
a
CP.
lot of work to bring this back.
Yeah, he's very, very fresh compared to the rest of his team.
Mrs. Samaru's moving back with them.
Taking some shots there, McGraw and the Huntsman. They spotted them, and it is good for them if they get the shots in, because McGraw is in circle, so if they do any sort of damage to him, the cap will stop. But now they have Vex in the circle, at least for White Knight Legion. Even though Yondu right now does not have any lines.
Ragnar needs to really play back. Oh, no.
He had to play
He
back,
had to play back.
but it was too late. You'll get that in a 5-minute delay.
There's a strike on
we see
Samaru.
it. Look, Pi 14K is just gonna. He has to hide at this point. Look at SA, just gotta.
There's two
Closing in on
or
him.
three closing on him right now. Like two.
Yeah.
And he's hiding.
He just sort of got left out to dry. I'm pretty sure they know he's there. Look at Fearing. He's going after him.
He's looking.
Look at Kimichua just kind of staring down.
Oh.
And Fearing.
They know. They know. They're about to jump on him.
I don't think he can shoot that low though.
Nope.
No, but he has nowhere to go. The Ying Yang thing is just there waiting if he goes up. So 514K about to go down here. And in the circle for White Knight Legion, Yondu's still the most fresh out of all his teammates.
That Pi 14K is putting up a fight.
He's taking quite a while to take down. There we go.
Let's see what this is happening over here. Mrs. Samaru got a kill.
He gets the kill on that javelin. But it's only Cyclone Jack and Yondu on that Battle Master here. Pretty fresh all in all.
But
actually almost the most fresh mech in the entire game. But
SA's not beat up enough for him to be able to.
No.
And he doesn't have the heat either.
Might be able to kill McGraw and Captain Judas, but I don't know how Fearing is looking like. He is not open anywhere but his arms, so That is not looking good. And right now, Cyclone Jax is taking a beating, and there he goes. Yondu, the last man standing. Ooh, White Knight Legion. You see McGraw doing the sneaky move here on the side, getting that back shot. Ooh. That was an XL Battlemaster, by the way.
Oof. Why? XL Battlemaster. You see that so often. Alright, let's take the damage. Unfearing in the MatCat 2C.
Marauder to see.
Yeah, Marauder 2C. My bad. Excuse me. I play this game, I swear. 1 kill, 4 assists, 641 damage. Very hard with that. I think it was Goss and PPCs on there.
That was a Quad PC Marauder to see, unless you're asking about something else, sorry.
Thought it was okay.
That's the Quad PPC. He was playing it, I believe, in the previous set as well.
Yeah, he unfortunate circumstances got caught out.
Can't really blame him. He had to hold the one-man fort against the entire team on that side.
Yeah, pretty much. WKL just got out traded there. No contest. Map chat up. Since I have to use push to talk, it's going to be awkward in the map chat.
That's fine.
All right. So we had Team 1 basically postured up around here and here. WKL, they had a lone little Battlemaster here. And they all started up here. And just traded for a good several minutes. Looks like Mr. Samaru was the focus, and he had nowhere to go. He just out in the open, just taking shots. And we had the lone little Piranha somewhere around here in the map. I think was the turning point of this match really was, SA saw White Knight Legion moving to this side of the map, right? And they're like, hey, the timer's not going down. Let's see if we can find their one light that's holding it or whatever is holding that, right? They found them, they killed them. They were hunting them down. They got them, and White Knight Legion had to do some desperate things to try to get back to the circle. By that time, it was already too late. They bled enough. They bled enough armor, and basically, they won at the. They lost the game at the very beginning when Mr. Samaru was just standing out in the open.
If I can get Mac and Mr. Samaru on a very quick interview.
Okay.
But yeah, like I said at the start, I feel like White Knight Legion didn't quite expect Stonecaters to bring that long range, that much of a long range deck, because they set up in a way that they were completely exposed and they just kind of were looking for shots. Fun, and they paid for it. That Warhawk was pretty beat up early on. So should have shifted a bit of a strat. Unfearing is up top in general chat for this the interview for Smokeouters in Discord. I'm waiting on Mr. Samaru to reply.
Okay. There's also one of the players was basically peeking in the same spot. That Hellbringer. It was just like that's what White Knight Legion was doing a lot. They were just very stagnant. They were moving, peeking from the. And it made it very easy for those Pop Tarts to jump up. Hey, they're still there. Shoot the same spot they've been shooting at for 2 minutes.
Still trying to get a hold of Mr. Samaru here. I don't know if they have like a TeamSpeak or something I could go first to them, but I doubt it.
Looks like Discord is still dying.
Yeah, I'm getting a decent amount of packet loss on that Discord, 65%. So
Yikes.
that might be complicated there, but we'll try to make it work. Still trying to get a hold of
Nothing yet?
No, I'm gonna send them a PM, see if he actually
Yeah.
replies.
They're gonna have to go to RTS. Unfairing should have RTS.
Can you shoot him a message or like go up there in Discord and tell him?
Yeah, I can do that. Hello?
Hey, Funky.
Oh, what's up? Can you go to the... Oh, wow. We actually have... Let me go back and tell Chris. Like, Chris.
What's up?
Can you go back to Discord and go to the general plan? Like, good.
Yep, no problem. Hello?
Hello.
What's up? I'm still messaging somewhere here, but now we could just get started. Get some
Sure.
questions in.
Grats on the win,
Oh,
by the way.
Oh, he just replies, so if you can, yep, congratulations on the win. That was a pretty convincing win from you guys. It's pretty good. Some good shots there. Oh, there's Mr. Sumaru. We got him.
Yay.
Perfect. Congrats to both of you. Thank you for showing up for the interview. Let's we can go through drop by drop, see what happened there. So for drop 1, it was Mining Collective. We had that full brawl rush from you guys in White Knight Legion, and then we had the bit more of a control strat from Smoke Adders. What would you say went wrong there, Sumaru? On you guys, it never felt like you guys
Sound
got into a
muted.
position where you actually could shoot with
We
your
couldn't.
optimal range.
We couldn't. It was like so there was some cross wires and some of the calls that were made as well. Like I called for the rest of Charlie Lance to move with me, wrap around, and get around from behind.
Oh yeah, I remember. And you made that move by yourself, so that was supposed to be like the entire lance.
That was supposed to be all of Charlie.
Oh, okay. That makes more sense. What was your reaction on the other side of fearing for you guys? What'd you think? Were you expecting that from them, or?
Well, with the Charlie Alpha loading, and once it was decided that I was mining, we figured either they're doing something kind of traditional, just the wrong lances, or they're just coming down the ramp towards the middle, down Charlie line, or down the bottom side. So we were kind of expecting one of the two lanes.
And you guys spotted that brawl rush pretty early with that javelin you guys had up on top, right? So you guys managed to just set up pretty well for that. It was pretty well handled, yeah. But yeah, it was interesting. I had some the build for the that hero Highlander to see. I had never seen that. Seems pretty interesting. I didn't know that they could pack that much of a punch.
You didn't know I could carry a Scorch loadout?
I had no idea. I don't play that mech, but I had never seen it in comp either. It was pretty interesting to see, though. I was excited to see it like get in there, but it's unfortunate you guys. You guys couldn't really pull it off all that well. It was unfortunate. It was pretty rough sometimes to do that brawl rush on control strats. But moving on to drop 2 for Tourmaline Desert. At least in this one, you guys have pretty similar decks all in all. Lots of trading going on. Both of you had sort of the same idea: just throw one mech or two into the circle and duke it out, trade to trade.
Yeah, I lost a lot of my mech trying to get in a position at that point. It was just my mech was already pretty damaged, and that side has a lot less cover too, which is also a pain. Castle's really awesome.
We were we were trying to see. We were sort of wondering if maybe you guys didn't think that SA was going to take long range because of your possessions. It seemed like you guys were out in the open a lot, maybe expecting just to get your shots in, and SA was just ready for that, and they had a lot more cover to deal with from that side of the map.
Yeah, I was by the time I was considering like a push, it was too late. So I just wanted to take something with us.
Yeah, it seemed unfortunate that that light mech pick happened for you guys at that point. They kind of SA just kind of forced your hand. Did Unfearing? Did you guys expect something different, or were you expecting full on trade from them as well?
Wasn't really sure. We were honestly trying to figure out where we wanted to put our stuff. So once we got to confirm that they were going ranged, then we were able to move to better positions. With what was it? They did Alpha Charlie. Yeah, like they could have gone down to like the domination point and just rushed us, but we just got the spot off that they were playing range, so we didn't have to worry about that in the end. And they did have the Bowmaster going up high, so.
Yeah, and for that spawn in the back and the mountain, you guys have pretty good lines to spot a potential rush. So that side gives you a lot of options if you take long range. Lots of cover.
Even better with the Pop-Tart Summoner.
Oh yeah, when you have a Warhug in the open, it's pretty rough being in that spot. It's damn near impossible to hit a good Pop-Tart Summoner, and you're just kind of sitting there being a slow 85 tonner. Not much you can do there. Yeah, that should be it. Any thoughts on like in general on the sets, the rules, and whatnot? You guys been enjoying it so far?
Rules were confusing.
I was confused too, but it is the first one of this, sort of like testing the waters. But how are you guys liking the format overall?
I'm not a fan of the way maps are selected.
The random after the having the chance for the three of them?
Yeah, I'd rather be able to, guarantee I have the right spawns instead of trying to pick the ones that are the least worst among all three maps, and or loadouts or setups that are the least worst for all maps.
Yeah, we noticed the similarity too. It's like for the maps you're picking the least shit spawns, and then for the decks you're picking like, oh, it's different. You could say this mech is going to be super good here, but now it's like, oh, this will be pretty good here, pretty good there.
Yeah, I personally, at least from a caster perspective, it's interesting to see sort of different strategies that kind of work on all three maps, and it's kind of hard to do the whole lands thing because you do want to guarantee that teams won't switch out of their mechs, of course, but at the same time they could just switch out of a variant to the same variant with a different build, right? Something like a clan mech with omnipods. It's kind of hard to manage that. But it's something that we could like look into in the future if we run this tournament again. We pass on the feedback to Oblivion. But that should be it, pretty much for the interview. Thank you guys for showing up and giving us some more of your time. Congrats on the win, Unfearing and SA, and thank you for showing up for both of you.
Thank you, guys. It was an awesome set of matches. Good stuff. It was very fun to watch. Hope you all guys had fun as well.
Yeah. Thanks for casting.
Yep.
Have a good one.
All right, we do have another match to cast after this. It'll start soon-ish. Matt will let us know when. And yeah, we'll just go to intermission, chill out for a second.
Intermission time.
Yeah. Get some nice music going on. All right, chat. We'll be right back with the next match.
says I'm a fool. And yeah, maybe that's true, 'cause I can't stop thinking about you. I'm trying not to forget my words. 'Cause when I'm around you, I tend to keep changing my mind. I promised myself not to slip back into old habit, 'cause heartbreak is savvy and love is a bitch.
Broken, choking on a gun. You tried to lose your mind, but there's nowhere to run. And lonely, searching for no one. You don't know where to find the world where we were young and different nights. It takes your soul. You know I'll be with you wherever you go. Escape the highs and just let go. You know I'll be with you wherever you go. Knocked out, locked inside your chains, and drowning in your lies won't save you from your ways. And time keeps slipping far away. You're too afraid to die. But life feels like a waste in different night. It takes your soul. You know I'll be with you wherever you go. Escape the highs and just let go. You know I'll be with you wherever
tears away. So now.
All right. Chris, hello? Am I by myself? Oh no. Oh no. Well, we have the last match of this stream. It'll be RJF.
What happened?
There we go.
I was testing you
Oh,
too.
okay. This is the last match
You failed.
of DFA versus RJF. This is going to be an interesting match, to say the least. What's your prediction?
I'm going with numbers, and the numbers are very in favor of RJF here, unfortunately for DFA.
RJF seems like to be the clear favorite in this one. We have gone against them before in the past in the World Championships, like semifinals and stuff. They were always a really tough team to go against. Yeah, they're talented players, and yeah, it's going to be an uphill battle for DFA for sure.
It was DFA. DFA was team 1, right?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna let Seabiscuit know, and I'll invite him.
You want to let the audience know the rules one more time?
You're gonna have to give me a second, real quick. Invite it, and I need to find RJF spokesperson Volkudaf, I believe his name was. RJF, yep. Invite out shortly. Perfect. Let me just invite here, and we'll be good to go. But yeah. There we go. It works. Perfect. So we can look at the rules again if we got any new viewers and all that jazz. 6v6 format. We have 15 minutes, first and third person view, both allowed for a change. It's a new thing in comp. Still, no shenanigans. I'm very disappointed in every single team that we've casted so far. The maps is the interesting part here, but the first two that we play are going to be domination. The last three are going to be conquest if it comes down to it, because it is the best of three. But the map selection is the important thing here, because every drop has a selection of 3 different maps that get rolled randomly. The teams do not know which of these it will be, so they have to prepare for all 3. It gets rolled randomly, and right before we get to drop in. As for tonnage restrictions and drop ticks and all that stuff, it's 360 tons spread across those 6 mechs. Duplicates are allowed, but you do have to pay a 10-ton penalty per duplicate that you take. And MC mechs are allowed, or Heroes MC / non-C-bill available are allowed as long as they are within the game. That means no mech packs such as the Rifleman 2C, or GIF like the Hanamoto Chi and all that stuff. So you only get one of those unless you duplicate it, in which case you can get 2. Woo, perfect. So we have both teams in here, and
both teams already have their decks ready to go.
350, 330. Oh boy, there's the 330 again. Let's see if it plays. If it works out for them again, if they're taking the same thing they took on the previous cast we had.
If they're planning to brawl RJF, it's gonna be very interesting because I think RGF likes to take annihilators and like other ballistic mechs. It's gonna be very hard to push into ballistic mechs because especially they have multiple angles on you. It's going to be really.
Yeah, for sure. So you're expecting DFA to make the push on RJF then? Is that your prediction for how this is gonna go?
I think so. Look at the tonnage difference. I mean, it's only 20, but that 20 means that a little bit on the faster end of things. Just depends if DFA can catch off RJF by surprise or from a different angle. See what happens.
Yep. I definitely feel like RJF just kind of tends to prefer those heavier like mechs, the Annihilator, maybe the Slipnir, all that jazz. And DACA a lot for them. So it will be rough to brawl rush them. But on the other hand, if just looking at the numbers and what we've seen from their standings throughout the previous tournament, world tournament, and all that jazz, RGF definitely has the edge on the individual skill compared to DFA here. So if they do decide to go trade to trade, I cannot see it being going that well for DFA. Sadly for them,
for sure.
So they're sort of gambling there, what they take. We'll see.
Very interesting. Got to see how well DFA could really pull together as a team. They're going to need extreme teamwork to pull this off.
But it is 6v6. One small slip up from RJF, and it could be the end of them. They lose a mech they shouldn't have, and a 5v6 is pretty hard to recover from sometimes.
It could be very snowbally.
Yep.
Teams are,
and it is domination, so a lot of more closer stuff. Yeah, they're getting ready. Like I said before, the possible decks, the possible maps for this set are going to be Canyon Network, Mining Collective, and Viridian Bog, which I'm gonna see what we get. It is. I'm gonna send it to you here real quick. Here you go.
Ooh.
So Seabiscuit with DFA is locked. Let's see what we got. Alright, it looks very much legal.
Oh, the tonnage changes for RJF.
Still trying to decide. Maybe they saw their 330 and they're starting to try to do a small
adjustment and
adjustment. Yeah, last second
little head
trickery there.
Little head games going on.
Yeah.
Trying to ready up. Have DFA already locked in. Waiting for Volkadab. Probably giving an epic speech to his team.
I don't need a translator. I don't know what that means. Does that mean ready?
I guess so.
I'm not gonna guess anything. There we go. See, it wasn't. You lied to me. Alright. Yep, looks good too.
Alright. Ready to go.
So we got. Where's this map? And. Mining Collective again.
And
unfortunate. No Canyon Network.
No Hiberno either.
That's drop 3. Oh, we're safe from that one.
Oh yeah. Maybe.
So far.
Hopefully DFA.
Yeah, if we get drop 3, hopefully we don't have to deal with Hiberno.
Oh, Canyon. Interesting. It's the staple of WCON.
Best map fight me.
You're looking at DFA's next here in a second.
Just waiting for the drop ships.
Maps look very interesting from this. You never know.
See some interesting stuff when you have the spectator tool. Is someone not connected, I'm guessing?
Guessing.
Well, I can't even type because I'm locked out until the dropships show up, so... Thanks, bitch.
No one from my other team has said anything yet.
Nope. Maybe it's just slow connection. It is a European team playing on NA servers, so...
You see them a lot in
Yeah.
I'm sure they're used to it. No, now they're coming
Maybe
in.
There we go. Finally.
We have 2 summoners, 2 Vapor Eagles, 2 Vulcans from DFA. A lot of duplicates here.
Yeah, they played that 30-ton gamble before and it worked out for them, so they're trying to do the same. On the other side, we have duplicate Vulcans, an Assassin 21, Vapor Eagle 2, and there's the Annihilator for Pelmashak. And running up, it's a Summoner Prime, I'm guessing PPCs. No, Ultra AC-10s on that mech.
We've been seeing that a lot today.
The Vapor Eagle has 2 LB-10s and 1 ER PPC, and full on deck, Ultra 5s or the Annihilator, 5 of them. So they're taking the fight to DFA, it seems like. The Annihilator's just... No, he's not even waiting. No, he does seem to be waiting in the back. Just chilling for a second.
First sets of ATMs have gone out, and DFA's actually got the first few shots in already.
I've got some shots on that Vulcan too. ATMs and a light mech are pretty dangerous.
Some trading going on in the OP barrels.
Some early strikes.
Pickle Dax has got a rough hit.
Pickle Dax, I think he got stuck there. It seemed pretty weird.
Right now, it looks like Pickle Dax is the focus.
Yeah.
He's gonna fall
off. Pretty handily beat an Ultra AC-10 summoner on trading.
Should. Does have the upper hand on that. But he's not popping up. He's not jumping.
Maybe he's playing cautiously a little bit because he saw all those mechs in the back, but no, he's taking a lot of return fire.
No, he's
just backing off from that fight.
That's the smart thing to do. You start losing the trades, gotta just move off and find a different angle. Invictus is down as well.
82%. I believe it's the light mechs that are like harassing him from up top, and the movement up in front from the RJF team means that DFA I don't think have spotted this Annihilator. I don't know if they've done the mental math and they're missing like a whole 100 tons in the field, but that Annihilator's moving up now.
We got these Vulcans about to peak.
Oh. Maybe Pickle Dax will see that Annihilator coming down, or Giggity Giggity Doo. Yep, he does see him.
Looks like DFA's gonna collapse on these Vulcans. I don't think they'll be fast enough to catch them out. Vulcans are dipping out.
They need to be careful. There's that Assassin and the Annihilator's just waiting right around the corner.
The Annihilator's not even looking that way. He's going straight over the ramp.
Well, he's got it. He's on a mission.
He's going for the.
He's gone.
He's going for the NASCAR option here. Foxy needs to get out of there.
On the Vapor Eagle, yeah, he needs to run, and that's exactly what he's doing. That Annihilator's about to go around the corner. Oh, and he barely misses. Foxy is full on run, escape.
Invictus is about to go down.
He's up top, and he falls off the wrong side there. He's gonna get munched on by those lighter mechs.
Fight for his life, and he goes down.
There he goes. And we got full on NASCAR, boys. Pickle Dax on that summoner is gonna be taking some shots on that other summoner. Both of them are just trading against each other. The Annihilator does not give a damn about him. He's thinking he's got bigger prey to hunt, so there he
Giggity Goo
goes.
goes down.
Seabiscuit and the Vulcan about to go down. And he does.
They're just closing on the ATMX. ATMX can't do a thing about it.
Pickle
The
deck
pickle
still with
Pickle is still there.
1 ERPBC, still Pelmashek
Just ignoring him.
turns around. He's going to end his life. That's the last mech remaining for DFA.
Can he get a kill here? I don't think he can. Oh,
No, everything's too fresh there.
how he goes. Oh, that was actually a lot closer than I expected it. They actually did a fairly good job. It wasn't a complete blowout.
No, that's true. That Annihilator's still pretty fresh, and he just walked through the entire team as they focused the smaller targets. That's a pretty hard mech to overcome. They need to whittle it down earlier if they want to do something about it with that kind of deck.
Take a look at the damage here. Wow. Both fairly even damage from both teams. Pickle Dax with the Seabiscuit and the Vulcan with the highest damage for DFA. And for RJF, that goes to Slave Labor and his Assassin 21. Wow, the latter end of the RJF's mechs did a lot of work, did good things. I mean, I guess
Pretty even spread across the board for them.
Foxy,
I think
257, not run in the mill, not great, not bad. Victus.
I think Giggity Goo and Invictus got caught out early on. They believe they were the first two to go down, and he shows them the score there. Unfortunately,
Usually, what happens when you try to make a push with a Pop-Tart, especially two PPCs, how much could do.
a lot of deeps. But if you want to take a look at the map while I set up the next drop.
All right. So what we saw here was an interesting setup from RJF. They had two mechs over here. Their Annihilator just went. He was basically just going up the entire way. We had two more mechs over here, and they were just posturing. They were poking down any DFA mechs that they could see. We had Invictus. We had, I think, fucking short bus over here. This is actually both teams actually had like pretty much same setup from each side.
The important thing I feel like for RJF side was that they shoved their mechs pretty aggressively and took control of this side and this side. And that way DFA did not get any intel on the Annihilator that was just kind of chilling here in the back.
Yeah. That's very true. So it made DFA have to guess what side, trying to determine which side would be the weakest side, and I think they opted for the Vulcans because pretty much the smart move was like, okay, if we could kill their smaller things, we could have a better chance of taking everything. It all depends on where you're postured at. Then DFA just made that choice to try to get these guys over here, have a fight here in this area, and their Annihilator just opted for NASCAR.
They engaged the NASCAR, and it worked for them.
Worked. Well, sometimes NASCAR works in comp, works in solo queue, works in comp.
There went the Annihilator, the slowest mech on the field, leading that charge.
Led by 2 laps.
Yeah. Should be interesting. I'm hoping maybe some it'd be a bit easier for DFA to pull off a similar strat if they want to here. Although last time when they played Grim Plexus, I believe. Yeah, it was Plexus for them. They did opt to bring Ultra 10s and 5s from those Mecha Bs. So maybe they'll switch it up this time. Maybe they won't take full DACA. And let's see. It looks very much legal.
DFA has a DFA has an uphill battle. Let's see if they can pull it out. Be the Cinderella story of the century, the underdog story. Let's see if DFA can pull this out. I believe DFA. I believe.
It's definitely a rough match for them, a matchup for them.
I mean, RJF is a really good team, but I'm pretty sure it's a rough match for any team to go against them.
Yep.
I've seen most of these guys in the queue, and yeah, they usually give me a pretty good fight, which is good. It's always good to see. It's always fun to go against strong players. It's very, very fun for that.
We're just waiting on RJF to give us the green light. Just about 3 minutes to go, so still making some adjustment to their lances.
What do you think DFA needs to do here? Turn this around.
I think they need to trust themselves a little bit more and take that trade. I think trade is the way to go against these decks that RJF is taking, because they're pretty consistently taking annihilators and the like, and God forbid they don't take an annihilator with ER largest, because that mech is awful.
I think the key to success for them will be to try to isolate the annihilator away from his own team.
Yeah.
Move away from the annihilator as possible. And just start
make it so they can take those spot shots at it, slowly whittle it down, like opters maybe, ER largest from a range, maybe even ATMs might work for them if they have good enough cover.
So is okay. DFA is already locked.
Yep. Okay, checking. It looks good. All right, we're ready to go. You ready?
I am ready.
I almost closed TeamSpeak. All right, let's do this. Promising.
I think this is the match that actually determines the winner of this entire thing.
I do believe so. Where is this map? Oh, there we go. Great Plexus again. If only we could sort maps by alphabetical order. Dear God.
I have no comment on that. You already know what I'm thinking.
Alright. Just keep going. Unless we get a decent resolution now in the lobby. So we got that going for us.
The 800, 600.
Dark, call them dark times.
This is an opportunity for DFA to start trading against RJF. Long way to go.
I do believe both teams played this map last round. I'm not 100% sure about RJF, but I think I saw them play against SA on this map.
They
so
did.
They have a little bit of experience.
I think the teams are swapped though.
What it's worth.
Alright. So DFA has two Mad Cat, two Bees, a Vapor Eagle, Piranha, Sun Spider, and Mistlings. They bought the same deck they did last time.
Yep. Carbon copy from last time. And on the RJF side, we have a champion, Vulcan, Annihilator, Summoner, Wolfhound, Vapor Eagle. Pretty standard, other than the champion we haven't seen much of. What does this mech have? 4 AC2s and a few small lasers.
I think on that champion, I think all the AC2s are on one torso.
I could check for you. Not too sure. It's kind of hard to tell. But the Annihilator this time does have AC2, so he does have more range than before.
Would be a great map to have a summoner just to pop tart that annihilator. Like RJF beat DFA into the circle.
Quite impressive. I wonder if DFA had the wrong spawns for that Piranha. I don't know if it's faster than the Vulcan and the Wolfhound, but
The prawn is
I
definitely
know the
faster.
Mistling's yeah, the Mistling's not so much, but the Piranha should be. So 2 and 2 lights, and yeah, RJF just setting up on top of Hamburger Hill.
Yep.
Hamburger Hill here, just sort of waiting for the Annihilator.
They should have lines
Take
for days.
Yep. So that summoner is PPCs. Something to keep in mind. That is basically their only trading mech, because all the other ones have AC2s and LB10s and PPCs for the Vapor Eagle. Same bill as last game.
Well, the champion spotted DFA's movement already. Firing at them. I'm not sure if he connected. He possibly did on Foxy.
He's at 97%. But DFA is just trying to move up a little bit here. They can't really trade against those mechs.
They have to be aggressive here. They have to kill their lights, like, now. But
they have to be aggressive, and look at RJF. That champion's just going really wide, sort of taking part of the map from DFA side.
well, that Nihilate has fire stages.
I do not think so.
That's just shooting at the.
Oh no, he has a single ear large laser.
Interesting.
I thought it was a small, but okay.
Oh. Victor saw the Vulcan. So he knows there's at least a medium on the side. Perhaps about to come.
Giggity taking some shots from across the way. Losing a little bit of the.
Can't be trading in a Mad Cat B. Especially from that range.
And Pelmasha gets incredibly lucky with that strike. Not a single hit on him. 99%.
Like all those mechs right there has got extremely lucky.
Hey, you got a message. Another strike coming in. This is an airstrike this time. White Eyes is just gonna. Oh, Pelmashek though.
A nasty hit there.
85%.
Many strikes right now.
He's taking shots. Turbo J-Lo taking some shots. He does have Ultra AC2s, I believe, on that mech. So out of everyone in that team, he is the one who can take those shots if he gets a cheeky angle, but he can't really trade against all the mechs from RJF by himself.
Giggity's gonna have to be careful here. He was peeking alone. Every few peaks, he gets 1 or 2 percentages down. It's not. And Turbo here is just training by himself. He's training against the world right now. It's not going good for him.
No, he's trading against the Annihilator mainly, and he needs to be more careful. That armor is going to be needed when DFA decides to push.
Looks like DFA is actually making that decision right now to push.
Seems like it. Invictus taking a lot of damage on that crossing the top, and he might get stuck there. He can't get. Yeah, he needs to get out of that.
RJF lights up, pulled the back. They're not.
Foxy there behind the crate, just a bit stuck. He can't really go anywhere unless his team backs him up. Invictus right next to a strike.
Giggity's
and
down
Giggity
40%. Victus is going down 30%. Went down 30%.
Yeah. both assaults on this side of for DFA way too hurt.
Turbo's got wrecked as well.
Foxy Sherbus, Lawrence, and CBS is trying to make something happen, slowly inching closer, but the RJF flight mix there guarding the heavier mechs, doing a pretty good job with those MPLs.
Victus is starting to move up. He's out in the open. He's going
48% for that Annihilator.
And that strike. That was a well-timed strike. Seabiscuit is trying to make a move here. See what he does.
He's going for the play. The Annihilator does seem to. No, he does not know.
Foxy's down
Look at
30%.
that. He does not know. The Annihilator is just ignoring him. He does not care. Lawrence comes with Seabiscuit up to Hamburger trying to get that Annihilator. They're just going at him, but
14%, 30%. No, they lost focus. They should have just killed him. Take somebody with your DFA.
get the kill. Summon. They're switching to a summoner because he does indeed have weapons.
Yeah.
The Annihilator only has a near large laser remaining, but Seabiscuit goes down.
Like, Lawrence is the last alive.
Get the Annihilator.
Get him.
No. Unfortunate.
He went down.
Very, very commanding victory for RJF.
They just backed up and like, no, you're gonna come play on our terms. Well, that's GG for RJF. I think they won this entire tournament. Let's take a look at this.
Amateur, but the yeah, this side.
Take a look at the numbers here. Volkadav with that champion doing 528 damage. The summoner, wow. I wonder if those strikes are his. Almost 700 damage. Giggity Guna, Mac at 2B. He was actually he was doing pretty good work there. I guess he was actually trading. Ah.
Yeah, it's kind of hard for those shorter range mechs like Fox at 156 and Invictus with that Mecha. He and Giggity just kind of moved out of the open at a really bad time. Giggity's still pulling for 60 damage all in all, but it was rough. They almost got that kill on that Annihilator, but no dice.
Like our Jab played that very smartly. Let me go over the abstract real fast. Well, basically, we had RJF go up to Hamburger Hill, and they had two lights just play around this area. And DFA just moved up over here, try to make the NASCAR happen. And they got stagnated here for a long time. RJF knew exactly where they're at the entire time, and basically, since they got to the circle first, it really forced DFA to make a move. And DFA really had no choice. They just had to go this way. And I like what the RJF flights did. They just backed up. They knew it was coming. They had UAVs up. They just pulled back. That's all they did. Just pulled back. And they had just this really nasty fire line that DFA just could not crack open.
Yeah, pretty hard to make any sort of advance on that. And DFA was also already committed to that pseudo brawl rush with a bunch of attack, a bunch of DPS. But RJF said, "No, we're playing the door stoppers here. We're gonna just sit here and wait because you guys have to make the move."
And Turbo Lou and the Sun Spider was over here. He was trying to trade against the world. Fortunately, he was trading like 1v3, 1v time, and that's a hard task to complete, especially if side of the map, the position you're at really doesn't favor you.
Right, so we have Slate Labor and Seabiscuit up top in general. We can do the interview real quick. Move up there. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, Chris.
Good games. Congrats RJF on your win.
Yeah, thank you.
Hey, good job, guys. Well learned.
So can go drop by drop here. A couple of drops we had for any thoughts on what you guys had. For Mining Collective, seemed to us like for you guys RJF, you guys seem to really like that Annihilator. You guys make it work no matter what. What was sort of the strategy you guys had planned there for that Mining Collective drop?
Yeah, Annihilator is good. You can stop it while it's pushing, and it's good when somebody has high DPS.
I don't know if you guys Seabiscuit. I don't know if you guys managed to spot that annihilator until it was pressed up near Theta side. It didn't seem like you guys did to us spectators, but I could be wrong. Was that the case or no?
No, we actually didn't even see it until it was already on top of us. So our plan going into this, we saw you guys took the same exact mechs and dropped one every game or every match so far. Was that we're gonna use our summoners to kill that annihilator and keep you guys from pushing us, because that was like your big rolling threat. As soon as it got there, you won the game every time you played it. So
So you guys accounted for the annihilator, but just didn't spot it the entire game, basically.
pretty much, yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, RJF did a pretty good job. Seemed like you guys pushed up pretty aggressively, so DFA couldn't get any lines on you. That was pretty well done.
Yeah, we just winning the trades and then push.
Yeah, that was pretty good. And then a little bit of NASCAR there for the viewers to engage in to finish it off. But pretty good, pretty well played overall on that drop one. For drop two, what was the plan there for you guys? Seabiscuit, same thing as the previous one, and try to shove in.
Yeah, we wanted to just push them off the tabletop if they got onto it, but they never did, and they outranged us pretty heavily. So they had timer. We didn't have really a good way to get to one of the satellites to turn timer back, unless we wanted to just get shot all day. So basically, it was push whatever was in off, but we couldn't find it, or just push into them and hope we won the fight, because I think we out DPS them, and we lost.
Yeah, it was unfortunate because RJF didn't really have to move all that much to get that really good position there. It was interesting though. We saw the build on the Annihilator. The Annihilator had a single ear large laser, so you guys fully expected to sit there up top and just win your trace up there, right? Slate Labor? Yeah.
Yeah, that was a backup weapon for Annihilate.
And I mean, he kept it the entire game. He dropped to like 12%, and he still had that ear large laser until the end.
Yeah, we shot both torsos off of it, and basically it was neutered at that point.
Yeah.
We have an experienced pilot. Elmeshek.
Seems like it's pretty confident in that mech, so he does make it work. So it's a tough mech to make work sometimes, with how big it is and how slow it can get. So
I hate
props to him. You would not be the only one, but really convincing from you guys. You guys definitely felt like you guys were playing your game. Slave definitely felt that way. Whereas you were kind of commanding the field, forcing DFA in this case to sort of make a move where you wanted them to. Pretty hard to play against a team like that. So that should be about it. I don't. You guys have any thoughts on the format? I know I asked you already, Seabiscuit, but you played a couple times now, and for you, Slave Labor, thoughts on like the format, the random maps, and all that jazz.
Well, it's not that competitive when you have random maps, but that's unusual to play, as I said already, to another. Yeah, that's interesting, but I think more teams should be allowed to participate. I mean, top teams like 228,
For sure, yeah.
Eons, because this format is not the best for new teams.
It should be interesting. Yeah, we're doing sort of like a dry run first. Sorry, go ahead.
A lot of things should be sorted out, like mechs and strats for multiple.
Yeah. Any other thoughts from what you told us previously, Seabiscuit? You enjoyed the randomness at least?
Yeah, I really do like the event. And honestly, this is the first time we played RJF since Worlds. And I think we played you guys twice. Death from Above did, and we went 1-1. And then you shut out both of our, well, actually all three teams. I think Blackwatch, Wild Ones, and Swamp Foxes got shut out by RJF.
Mm-hmm.
Memories. Anyways, it was really good to play with you guys again. I know I played a lot with former RJF members, like I can't remember names now. When I was in R79T, so it's nice to see you guys growing. And you kicked our teeth in, which is always fun.
That's one way to look at it. Well, thank you both for the interview then, and congrats on the win, Slave and all of RJF.
Thank you.
Yeah, hopefully we'll meet again in the finals.
GG's guys. That was the seeding phase. Was today. Tomorrow is the finals. Gonna be very fun to watch and cast. Hope both of y'all bring y'all's end game like y'all did today. Very, very fun. Again, GG's guys.
Have a good one.
Yep. Thanks.
All right. So how was that, Chris?
That's pretty interesting. Interesting to cast the whole random. I don't know too much about. I know Slave Labor just said that he didn't think it was that competitive, but I think he's sort of like. I think I understand where he's coming from. It's because we didn't really allow the top end teams to play. Not so much the format. I feel like the format, if anything, like he said, is a little bit less forgiving on newer teams because you have to come up with much more
planning,
flexible strats. Yeah.
Flexible decks and things like
So
that. And yeah, it's kind of strange. They are the only Div 18 allowed to be in here.
yeah,
Very interesting.
should be interesting. Obviously, they have they're the favorites for sure. If anything, I believe Smoke Adders could give them a good run for their money. At least numbers wise, you never know what's actually going to happen on the field. So
Yeah, I think.
but I'm looking forward to the finals.
I think Smoke Addicts could take it to RJF. You know, they played them today, so they figure out RJF. I don't know, Annihilators. They pivot around the Annihilator, and I think they maybe find a way to crack that nut open. But yeah, this was a pretty cool cast today. A pretty cool tournament. Interesting rules. It was very fun.
Hope you guys enjoyed it.
And with that, guys, I am out. Be back tomorrow for the finals. Should be around 9 o'clock Eastern again.
We'll keep you posted.
Thanks. GG's to all the competitors. Bye.
Bye bye.